Her name was Hagar, a servant, a woman of sorrow, yet also of promise. From the house of Abraham to the wilderness of despair, her story reveals a God who sees the forgotten and hears the cries of the broken-hearted. We often talk about Sarah, Abraham's wife, but forget that there is an entire nation that came through his concubine, Hagar. Join us as we uncover the dramatic journey of Hagar, the mother of Ishmael. In Abraham's household lived Sarah, his barren wife, and Hagar, her Egyptian maidservant. Though Abraham was promised descendants as numerous as the stars, Sarah grew weary of waiting. In Genesis 16:2, Sarah said to her husband Abraham, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go, sleep with my maidservant. Perhaps I can build a family through her." Hagar became Abraham's wife, and soon she conceived. But what began as hope quickly turned to rivalry. When Hagar realized she was with child, she despised her mistress. She would rub her belly with pride, as if to mock her mistress, and Sarah, wounded with jealousy, mistreated her. The maltreatment became unbearable, and, in her anguish, Hagar ran away into the wilderness. While there, she was dying of thirst with no drop of water in sight. Hagar was hopeless. Hagar collapsed near a desert spring, tears streaming down her face. There, by a spring on the road to Shur, the angel of the Lord appeared. The angel thundered, "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" Hagar answered, "I'm running away from my mistress Sarai." The angel replied, "Go back and submit to her. I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count. You are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard your misery." Hagar's face was filled with awe. She called the Lord who spoke to her, El Roi, the God who sees me. For in her despair she had been seen by the Almighty. Hagar returned and bore a son to Abraham. Abraham was overjoyed and named him Ishmael. The boy grew, and Abraham loved him. Yet beneath the joy, tension simmered in Sarah's heart. Abraham and Sarah were over 90 years old, but God promised to give them a child of promise. He promised Abraham that he would have descendants as numerous as the stars. Years later, God's promise was fulfilled. Sarah gave birth to Isaac, the child of promise. But when Sarah saw Ishmael mocking Isaac during the celebration, her jealousy ignited once more. Sarah said to her husband, "Get rid of that slave woman and her son, for that woman's son will never share in the inheritance with my son Isaac." Abraham was torn and felt sorrow for his son Ishmael. The matter distressed Abraham greatly. But God said, "Do not be so distressed. Listen to Sarah, for it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. Yet I will also make the son of the slave woman into a nation, because he is your offspring." Early the next morning, Abraham grudgingly placed bread and water upon Hagar's shoulder and sent her away with Ishmael. Alone, mother and son wandered the harsh desert of Beersheba. When the water ran out, Hagar placed her child under a bush in the blazing sun. Unable to watch him die, she sat at a distance, lifted her voice, and wept. Ishmael was breathing faintly, but God heard the boy's cry. And from heaven, the angel of God called to Hagar. The angel thundered, "What is the matter, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying. Lift him up and take him by the hand, for I will make him into a great nation." God opened her eyes, and she saw a well. She filled the skin with water and gave Ishmael a drink. The child revived, for the Lord was with him. Ishmael grew in the desert of Paran, strong and free. He became an archer, a leader, and Hagar secured for him a wife from Egypt. From him came 12 sons, 12 princes, who became the fathers of great tribes. God's promise was fulfilled. Ishmael became a nation. Hagar, once a servant, watched her son from afar with pride. She was once cast away, then became the mother of a mighty people. Twice she was rejected, but never abandoned. For the God who sees and the God who hears was with her. The Lord is close to the broken-hearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit, as you'll see in Psalm 34:18. The story of Hagar reminds us, even in our wilderness, God sees. Even in our cries, God hears.